So, hear me out. I am a F1 fan and I watch the races through the Sky Sports global feed. And though I really love David Crofty and Martin Brundle's dynamic and what they bring to the table, I think we all can agree that some of the things said in the commentary are just far from being useful. Martin Brundle brings in the very insightful perspective of a driver during a very intense battle. The Hungarian Grand Prix, though, was a pretty straightforward race for the most parts. Things were still happening to keep the race engaging, that filler talks were not needed. But Crofty's constant bickering of Max Verstappen and him taking part in sim racing the night before the race was really unnecessary. And despite how much Ted and Martin tried to stop Crofty, he kept going at it. The number of times he repeated himself was really annoying, and I was wondering if I was the only person who found it bizarre and annoying of how much Crofty was obsessing over it. But when I got to Twitter and other F1 content creators' reviews, I realized that it was a mutual feeling. Crofty did something very similar during the Chinese Grand Prix, but Nico Rosberg, being one of the commentators, was quick to shut down any kind of baseless statements from him, which was refreshing to watch. I planned on making this video back then, but by the time I got around to making this video, it was already pretty late that I thought that the content would be pretty irrelevant. But seeing what happened at the Hungarian Grand Prix, I realized that it was a recurring feeling that it's better for me to put it out there than just keep it to myself. Being a F1 fan, I thought it would be best for me to post my feelings on it. See, I have nothing against Crofty, and the only reason I watch the Sky feed over F1's own broadcast is for the nostalgic factor and the fun banter between Crofty and Brundle. But I also think it's important to have a bit of a sensibility when saying things on an international feed. Talking about Max's lack of sleep is baseless and pointless because this is nothing new. He has done it before. Verstappen has raced online the night before a Grand Prix and went on to win it. So his sleep has nothing to do with his temperament at the Hungarian Grand Prix. And everyone has their own way of going about it. What works for one doesn't mean it has to work for another too. So I found it really odd and bizarre as to how much Verstappen got criticized by Crofty over it. And that's when I realized that if Nico had been there in the commentary, he would have stopped him by directly calling out Crofty, like how he did a couple of times during the Chinese Grand Prix. Nico is very direct, both as a driver and as a person, so I don't think he would have been submissive about it. And having Nico during the post-race interview was a breath of fresh air because he called out McLaren on their mistakes then and there and conveyed his opinion straight away, which I don't think any other host would have done. As a F1 fan, it was both informative and insightful to have had him as a part of the commentary during the Chinese Grand Prix. Because he's one of the champions recently retired from the sport, he clearly knows the pressure that these teams and drivers endure during a specific moment, which is more relevant to the modern Formula 1 than what Martin Brundle brings to the table. No offense meant. Because of what he has achieved in the sport and he's just doing the F1 commentary as a hobby, he's very much upfront and honest about his feelings. And he doesn't hesitate to say it to the concerned party's face, which is refreshing to witness, as it also validates the views and opinions of the F1 fan watching the feed. It would be great to have an F1 champion like Nico Rosberg as a permanent part of the commentary. Though I know the possibilities of it are very slim as Nico has his own thing going on. As I said, no hate or disrespect to what Martin Brundle and David Crofty are doing, because I literally got into Formula 1 by watching the race and listening to their commentary. But yeah, this is just an idea. I think it would be great to add a recent F1 drivers champion like Nico Rosberg as a permanent part of the Sky feed, as he would have more insight on both what the team and the drivers are trying to do in a particular situation, which can really enhance the race watching experience and also make it really informative. So yes guys, these are my thoughts and opinion on this, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and let me know down in the comments on what are your thoughts on all of this. I'm curious to know what is your take on it, so let me know down in the comments. With that being said, subscribe to the Master channel if you haven't already, and also hit the bell icon while you're at it so you get notified when I upload a brand new video. And until next time, it's me Vinesh from Meister, and I'm out. Love you guys, stay safe, peace.